Hey everyone, Tech for Beginners here, and today we will be discussing the value of headless and API-driven applications and why API-driven applications are better than monolithic design systems. So for starters, what is Headless Drupal? Headless Drupal is a new way to develop and deliver websites. Traditional CMS website models use PHP rendering to deliver website content through a user's browser. However, Headless Drupal allows content to be delivered to users through a separate front-end application. This means that a Drupal instance does not decide on styling for a website. Rather, a separate application decides how data from the Drupal instance is displayed. This allows for an added layer of functionality and customization. In the example below, that application runs on React.js. As you can see here, the different processes that CMS Drupal and Headless Drupal run through. And some of the pros and cons here to Headless Drupal, the pros are that it's faster, more flexible content delivery. It's future-proof design for CMS front-end updates. There's better security and easier third-party integrations. Some of the cons are new implementation procedures. You can't see live previews. It relies on multiple technologies and is more complex to configure and deploy. I would have to say that the pros heavily outweigh the cons in this situation. And as for API-driven applications, what it means to be an API-driven is that an API or application programming interface is a software intermediary that allows two applications to talk to each other. Without APIs, the digital experiences we've grown accustomed to, such as booking a hotel room or downloading software, would not be possible. APIs work in the background to help connect us to the information and technology we need. Companies don't often prioritize leveraging APIs in their digital strategies, but they're missing out on large benefits that consuming APIs can bring, as they make it easier to integrate and connect people, places, systems, data, and algorithms to create new experiences, products, services, and business models. Not all organizations need to be in the business of creating APIs, since APIs are meant to be consumed. Their creators intend for others to use and benefit from their APIs. So comparing API-driven applications to monolithic design systems, you can see that monolithic applications are built on a single unit. Enterprise applications are built in three parts: a database consisting of many tables, usually in a relational database management system, a client-side user interface, and a server-side application. This server-side application will handle the HTTP requests, execute some domain-specific logic, retrieve and update data from the database, and populate the HTML views to be sent to the browser. It is a monolith, a single logical executable. To make any alterations to the system, a developer must build and deploy an updated version of the server-side application. By contrast, the microservice capabilities are expressed formally with business-oriented APIs. They encapsulate a core business capability, and as such are valuable assets to the business. The implementation of the service, which may involve integrations with systems of record, is completely hidden, as the interface is defined purely in business terms. The positioning of services as valuable assets to the business implicitly promotes them as adaptable for use in multiple contexts. The same service can be reused in more than one business process or over different business channels or digital touchpoints depending on need. As you can see, the API-driven model is much more efficient than the monolithic model. And traditional Drupal websites have often been monolithic, and this has meant that Drupal is responsible for both content management on the back end and content rendering on the front end. Headless architecture changes this by implementing a decoupled approach to site design. So you can see that the headless and API-driven models are much more efficient. Thank you for listening, and I hope you've learned something here today.